whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong. I gotta be me, I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am?
What inspired you to write such an incredible book? I mean, and I mean incredible.
While I was writing the book, I was going to write about myself and my life and the 9 different occupations I had in life as a hustler, a bagman, a fighter, a soldier, and whatnot. Now, as I got going, I hired 3 writers, and all individually, not all at one time. And each one I hired, and I paid them and dismissed them with a fee. Every time I got to the point, I started thinking more and more of my father, because my story originally was about Tony Rio. That was me, and why I became Tony Rio. And after I worked that captain over in Union City, New Jersey, and how I was on that bus to St. Louis with only $50 in my pocket. And I was going to write about Tony Rio and his adventures in New Mexico, Route 66, Amarillo, Texas, Santa Rosa, in Santa Fe, and how I did time out there. I was never going to mention my name, Napoli, until the end of the story. But you know what happened as I went along in life? I became a recovering alcoholic, because this is before I became a recovering alcoholic that I was going to write about Tony Rio. What inspired me, believe it or not, were relatives of wise guys. Not my relatives, my mother in the beginning, but there was so much more to add since 1961 when she passed away, because I'm alive today, and that was like 40 some odd years ago. So now, it was wise guys themselves, before they became buttons, before they became capos, that I used to drink with, said, Tony, you're so interesting, you should do your life story before you ever take the oath. Once you take the oath, you know, it's hard to tell your story, because you're breaking the oath and you're on the hit parade. You get whacked out. But nobody could ever say I took the oath. I was on the honor roll, my father stopped it. And my father said, I'm going to make sure you don't get hit in the head, so you're not going to swear in and take that oath.
One of the reasons why you decided to quit drinking and end the violence, and that had to do with an incident at your daughter's college.
Yeah, there was a punk that, on my daughter's 19th birthday, today she's a school teacher with 2 master's degrees. She lives with me. She's 34 years old. And she went to Queensboro Community College. And on her 19th birthday, one boy gave her a box of candy. Another boy gave her flowers. And in between classes, she went to the girls' room and she got sexually assaulted in front of the girls' room. The only thing that stopped the punk was 2 other girls were walking in the hallway, and he ran away afterwards. When I found out, and I was out drinking, and I found out from my oldest daughter what happened the next morning when I got home, I got a hold of my daughter, and I said to her, I know what happened. Now you're going to point the punk out to me, and then one of my crew members is going to drive you back home. I said, but your mother told me you went to the doctors, everything, you're all right, this and that. But your mother told me you're all bruised up. So she said, Daddy, I don't want to go. You're going to kill him. I don't want that. She said, then it's going to be even worse for me. I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to use him as an example. She said, but I know what you mean by that. I said, you're going back to school. He just caused you not to go to school this morning. You're afraid of him, and I'm going to make sure he don't go to school, to the same school. He's on a green card, she said, from Sicily. I went there. I got the punk against the wall. There was another door on the right of me and on the left. I saw exit sign here. I didn't see nothing over there, over that. I grab him, and he says, who the fuck are you? And I said, you'll find out who I am. And I threw him, and he went through the wrong door. He went into a classroom. They're dissecting a frog while I'm dissecting him. So now And I threw the knife on the floor, but I made sure I cut his nipples, his rear end, and I didn't cut his penis off because I was holding the freaking thing when I was slicing. But he'll never reproduce another monster like himself. I went, the college professor in the classroom ran out the door, till today, never came back. He's from London, 21 students went to court. They put me in the VA hospital under bail, $250,000. And for 8 months, the doctors were saying that I'm not ready to testify in my own behalf. Barry Slotnick would school my court appointed about cross-examining 21 witnesses against me, the kids that were in the classroom. After 8 months, every one of them became hostile witnesses. They wouldn't testify what they said in the beginning after they found out the probable cause.
But there was a chance you could have gotten completely out of it because of why?
Yeah. If I didn't take the witness stand to help the jurors out, there would have been a not guilty verdict according to the alternate jurors, because the students gave me different descriptions. They changed their story from 8 months previous to the DA, and they became hostile witnesses for the DA, and the case should have been dismissed, could have been dismissed. But I didn't want that. I said, listen, I told the jurors and I told Judge Joan O'Dwyer, let me take that witness stand. And they put me on a witness stand, and I said to the DA, I said, now the judge knows that you're not supposed to tell me to answer yes or no, that I have to give a scenario because I'm not that well yet. And I stood up to the jurors, and I said to all of them, you're not going to meet my daughter. I made a deal with the DA. But you will meet my daughter when you go home tonight, and meet your daughter and your grandchild when they go out tomorrow morning to school, to say, oh, look how nice she's going to school, how pretty she is, and get sexually assaulted. That's my daughter. That's what happened. Boom, they cried, they did this. 25 minutes later, they found me not guilty on 6 counts, guilty on 1 that I admitted being there and doing what I did. And the alternate jurors told me, if you didn't take the witness stand, you would have been found not guilty on anything. But fortunately, that's the last violent act I committed, and I did 3.5 years in the VA hospital in the psychiatric ward. And Judge Joan O'Dwyer said I did not need the penitentiary 8.5 to 23 years, even though I was capable of doing things like that as a collector. She waived all that and said, this situation is about Mr. Napoli defending his daughter's honor. So that's what happened there. And before sentencing, how I cut my sentence down to 3.5 years, I told the judge, I said, Judge, I have something to say, yes. What is it, Mr. Napoli? I said, that boy, that punk who hurt my daughter, needs therapy for his sexual urges like I need therapy for alcoholism. She said, you just saved yourself 5 years in jail.
Is that amazing? Now, was that the same incident that the FBI had come to you to offer you a deal?
Yes, what happened was, the FBI is in the office, in the captain's office at the police station, bugging everything. There was 4 agents. And they wouldn't let the sergeant fingerprint me because they found out I'm organized crime. And you cannot, OCB, Organized Crime Bureau, you cannot, if I get a traffic ticket, they can't arrest me. They can't give me the ticket till they check me out because it comes up on the computer, OCB. Then they got OCBB, Organized Crime Bureau Boss. Now they gave me a promotion. So now, and this of course is before the book. So now I go in that room and the sergeant whispers in my ear, he said, they bugged the place and they got a bottle of Dewar's on the table and a box of Marlboro Red Pack. I said, that's what I smoke, that's what I drink. And he said, they got a bottle of club soda and a bucket of ice cubes, too. I said, well, they're going to treat me pretty good here. I got in there, and I found out why. The inspector, the special agent, James Stewart, I remember his name because there was a movie actor called James Stewart. He had the drawer open behind the desk. He said, now talk to me. We got an agent in front of your house. Your wife is there. And he's standing outside with a limousine to take your wife and kids in there with $50,000 to offer to you for your wife to take it, and we'll take you to Minnesota to our place out there where we could keep you protected if you talk about the Genovese crime family. And I said, my father is gone. And when he died a year and a half ago. Everything else died with him. Because my father never wanted me in that lifestyle. Is there anything else you want to talk to me about? They said, well, that boy died, that I cut his testicles. I said, I looked at them. I said, what boy? They said, don't you remember what you did? I don't remember a damn thing. What are you talking about? I was drinking all night. They offered me money, yes. And that's when I said in my first chapter that when I talk, I'll talk to the public. I'll talk to the people. I will not take the oath. I will not sit in a courtroom. I will not swear in. I'm ready to do my time. I'm facing 18 months for doing the book.
You're not a squealer. That's what it came down to.
I told my autobiography. I didn't give nobody up that's alive today. And I want them to appreciate it, and I want them to follow me. My old crew members, there's about 20 of them that followed me into sobriety, by the way. I can't mention their names. But that's what I want. I want the sons of bosses to realize what I did and live that, and you could live that way and tell the government, I am not what you think I am, and I hope this book helps them. I hope it helps John Gaddy Jr. because he said he walked away from it, and I believe you could walk away from it as long as you leave all the money with them. I left everything, and I went back, and I take care of my family, and I'm on a fixed income, and that's what I live off.
Well, listen, thank you very much. And I just want to show people right now the book, My Father, My Don. I'm telling you people all around the world, you need to purchase this book. You will not be disappointed. Well, it was an honor meeting you, and I just want to thank you again. And I know the people watching are thanking you also. This is Joe Polito, and this is Celebrity Talk. If you like the Tony Knapp interviews, you will have to read his book, My Father, My Don. There is much more information than what was in the interview, and I am sure, like me, you won't want to put the book down. So to find out how to purchase this amazing true story, just go to Tony's website at www.myfathermydon.com.
What else can I be but what I am? I want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am. That far away